everyone, I'm Miss Molly from the Lawrence branch, and today I'm going to show you how to make a few simple friendship bracelets. I learned to make friendship bracelets at the Princeton Public Library when I was 7 years old, and that was when I first discovered my love of crafting. The librarian who ran the club, Terry Nelson, had a hat with a big brim, to which she had pinned about 20 examples of different bracelet styles we could learn to make. We had to make the simpler ones before we could move on to the more complex, but that hat was a constant source of inspiration. When I became a librarian myself, I knew I wanted to start my own friendship bracelet club, complete with my own example hat. And here it is. Today I'll show you how to make the 3 simplest patterns: the spiral staircase, diagonal stripe, and chevron. After you master these 3 patterns, you'll be free to move on to more exciting ones like fishes, hearts, and all sorts of cool geometric patterns. You can come to the Lawrence branch the first Sunday of each month at 2 p.m. and the first Monday of each month at 4 p.m. to learn all of these patterns and more. So, without further ado, let's get started. You'll need embroidery floss, masking tape, and scissors. All 3 of these bracelets are set up the same way. Pick 3 colors of string and measure 1 string of each color double your arm's length. So from your fingertips up to your shoulder, then back down again. And then you can cut it. And the next 2 strings you can measure against the first one. That makes it a little easier. So hold the tips together and just let the bobbin fall. And then cut. And then same thing for the last color. Hold the tips together. Let the bobbin fall. Slide it down. And cut. Now you have your 3 strings, and you'll double them over to make them 6 strings. And you'll tie a knot at the top like this, see? So that you have a loop. Alright. Once you're done with a color, it's a good idea to right away wind the tail back up and tuck it into the slit in your bobbin, and that will keep your strings from getting tangled. So we'll start with the Chinese staircase. I'll tape down my bracelet to the table on that loop, and I'll take out my first color, yellow. I make a 4. Make a 4 like this. Take the tail, wrap it around the back and up through the loop, and then pull it up to the top and tighten. And again, make a 4, wrap it around the back, pull it through the loop, loosely pull it up toward the top and tighten just when you get below that previous knot. And I like to do this about 10 times per section. That's 4. When you get over toward the edge, you see this spiral, you can wrap your string back around to the left to keep going, and that will make the little knot spiral all the way around the bracelet. Alright, so now I'll put this string back into my pile and I'll take out my next color. I'll do the red next. Make my 4. Same thing, remember, and just remember to put that first string back into your pile before you keep going with the next one. You want to be wrapping the string around all the other strings. Now, when I want to do yellow again, I should look at the ends of my strings. So, one of the yellows I already used, so it's shorter. I want to take the longer yellow. So that will keep the strings balanced so I don't run out of one of the strings. Now, I'm going to make my braids. So, I'll split my strings into 2 groups of 3. I like to make them in 2 groups of 3 of each, one of each color, but you can do that however you like. And to braid, you can take one from the left, put it in the middle, one from the right, put it in the middle, left in the middle, right in the middle, left in the middle, right in the middle. And as you go, you can tighten it up a little bit. Now, I like to do my braids where I'm holding all the strings at once and I transfer them from hand to hand like this. It makes for a tighter braid, but if you're new to braiding, just laying them on the table and placing them over each other like this is an easier way to learn. So you'll want to make your braid about 2 to 3 inches long, so that's probably good. Now we'll just tie a knot at the end here. Alright, and do the same thing on the other side. And I'll snip off the ends. And then I can put my bracelet on. It's easier if you have someone else who can help you, but you can also do it yourself. So open up that loop and pull just one of the braids through the loop, and then tie the 2 braids together. And that way, the bracelet will stay on your wrist, and you can always untie it and take it off and put it back on. Now for the diagonal stripe, we'll start the same way as the spiral staircase. We'll take the 3 strings, double them over, and tie that loop knot at the top. Now I'm going to lay them out in the order that I want to see the stripes on my bracelet. So I'll do yellow, orange, pink, yellow, orange, pink. Okay, and I'll be using the same 4 knot that I did for the spiral staircase, but now I'm only going to do it on 1 string at a time. So I do the yellow twice on the orange, then put the orange aside. Now twice on pink, 1, 2, put the pink aside. Now on the yellow, 1, 2, put the yellow aside. And orange, 1, And finally on pink. 1, 2. Alright, so I have my first row. Now, I'll start again from the left. Same thing. Make my 4. Orange on pink. Do my pink row. Now if the strings ever get bunched up down here, you can still see the correct order coming out right up here. So I know that pink goes on yellow. Then orange. Pink on pink next. Pink on yellow. And pink on orange. So you'll just continue like that until you reach the end of your bracelet. You still want it to fit around your wrist, including the loop, just like with your spiral staircase bracelet. And the final bracelet I'll be showing you today is the Chevron or V bracelet. And you set it up the same way with your doubled strings and your loop at the top. But when we lay out the strings, we'll put them in mirror image instead of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 like we did for the diagonal stripe. So I have my yellow on the outside, my light blue in the middle, and then my dark blue all the way on the inside. So I start it exactly the same way as the diagonal stripe. 1, 2, and 1, 2. Okay. But now I'm going to come from the other side here, and I'm going to learn a new stitch. It's the backwards 4. So it's the same thing as you've been doing, except now it's going in the other direction. Just like this. And then you'll do your 2 yellows together in the middle again. Okay, so now we'll do our next row, the light blue. Same thing. Forwards facing 4, coming this way from left to right. Backwards facing 4, coming in the other direction. try it one more time with the dark blue. So you can see that Chevron V pattern starting to form. And just like with the other two bracelets, you'll make it long enough so that it fits around your wrist, including the loop, and make your two braids at the end. And that's our video for today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and that I'll get to see you soon at our next Friendship Bracelet Club meeting. Until then, happy braceleting!